Welcome, dear students, to a new session. In this session, we'll be learning about the complementary events and the difference between two events. What is the complementary event? Here, if you check that if A is subset of S, then A complement, which is represented by A dash, is the complementary event to event A. Complementary event means what? Means all the elements in the sample space, but not in A. So, A union A complement is always the sample space. And for sure, there is no intersection, there is nothing in common between A and A complement. So, A intersects A complement is phi. The event and its complement are mutually exclusive events. If you check the Venn diagram, this is the sample space, this is A, then where is the A complement? Yes, exactly, everything except A. So, the probability of A complement is 1 minus the probability of A. Let's move on to example 1. A classroom contains 40 students. 18 of them, they read Al-Akhbar newspaper. 15 of them read Al-Ahram newspaper, and 8 read both newspapers. If a student is selected randomly, calculate the probability of the following. Here's the Venn diagram. A, the first one, the one has the 10 and the 18. This one is for the Al-Akhbar newspaper, where this one is for Al-Ahram newspaper, and here those 8 students are the students who read both newspapers. If you add up Al-Akhbar plus Al-Ahram, you will see that there are 25, so we're still missing 15 students who did not read any of the newspapers, neither Al-Akhbar nor Al-Ahram. So, let's move on to the questions. First of all, the question is asking me to calculate the probability that the student reads Al-Akhbar newspaper. How many students read Al-Akhbar? 18 out of how many students? 40. So the probability of Al-Akhbar newspaper is 18 out of 40. Good job, you guys are great. So it's 18 out of 40. If you simplify it more, it will be 9 over 20. Question B. What is the probability that the chosen student did not read Al-Akhbar newspaper? Okay, yes, everything except Al-Akhbar newspaper. So, it's 1 minus Al-Akhbar, which is 9 out of 20 that we got in question A, because it's complement of Al-Akhbar newspaper. So, the result is 11 out of 20. Excellent, guys. Question C. What is the probability that the student reads Al-Ahram newspaper? So, how many people read Al-Ahram newspaper? 15 out of how many? 40. So, if the student reads Al-Ahram newspaper, it is 15 out of 40, which is 3 out of 8. Easy? I think it's getting easier now. Question D. What is the probability that the student reads both newspapers? Yes, where is both? Yes, excellent. Both is this intersection point. So it's 8 out of 40, which is 1 over 5. That is here in common between the A and the B. It's the intersection point between A and B, which are 8 students out of the 40, which is 1 out of 5. The difference between two events. If A, B are events of S, which is the sample space, then A differ B is the event of the occurrence of A and the non-occurrence of B. A minus B means it's the occurrence of A without the occurrence of B. The occurrence of the event A only. Note that A minus B union A intersect B is A. Okay, as you can see here in the blue part, this is A minus B. This is whatever in A, but it's not in B. Let's now move on to example 2. The question here is asking me to complete. Question 1 says, if the probability of occurrence of an event A is 65%, then the probability that event does not occur equals, yes, it's the complement of A. How do we get the complement of A? Yes, excellent. It's 1 minus the probability of A, which is in this case 1 minus the 65% or the 0.65, which is the 0.35, or we can call it as 35%. Question 2. If P of A equals, which means the probability of A equals the probability of the complement of A. As you all know that the probability of A plus the probability of its complement is always equal what? Yes, always equal 1. So if they're equal to each other, then each one is with 0.5. Question 3. If A and B are two mutually exclusive events, probability of A is 1 over 3, probability of A union B is 7 over 12, what is the probability of B? Yes, you know that in mutually exclusive event, the probability of A union B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B. So in this case, the 7 over 12 equals the A, which is the 1/3, plus the probability of B that we're looking for. So the probability of B in this case will be equal to 1 over 4. Question 4. We know that probability of A minus B equals probability of A minus the probability of the intersection between A and B, the probability of A intersect B. So if A minus B equals half and A is 0.7, how can we find the intersection? Yes, for sure you guys know that the probability of A intersect B is 0.2. Let's now move to example 3. A box contains 20 balls which have the same shape, size, and weight and well mixed. 8 of them are red. So we can say that the R equals 8. 7 are white, so the W equals 7. Where the rest are green. How many of them are green? Yes, the green is the 20 minus the sum 8 and 7, which is 15. So green equals 5. Question A is asking you to find the probability of getting a green ball. Question A is asking us to find the probability of getting a red ball. Yes, probability of getting red, probability of red is 8 out of 20. If you simplify it more, it will be 2 out of 5. Probability of getting white or green, So this means probability of white union green. So it's probability of white plus probability of G. So in this case, probability of W is 7/20 plus 5/20. If you calculate this, the probability of this equals 3/5. Question C, not white. So this means he's asking for the probability of the complement of white. So it's 1 minus probability of white, which is 1 minus the 7/20. So it's equal to 13/20. Choose the correct answer from the given ones. Let's go to question 1. If a regular die is tossed once, the probability of appearance of a number less than 3 equals? Yes, how many numbers are there less than 3? 1 and 2. So it's 2 out of 6 outcomes, which is 2/6, which is 1/3. Question 2. If a bag contains 4 white balls, 6 red balls, if one ball is drawn randomly, then the probability that the ball is red equals? Yes, excellent. 6 out of 10. If you simplify it more, is 3/5. If the probability that a student in preparatory final exam is succeeded equals 85%, then what is the probability that he fails in the exam? Succeeding is 85%. The not succeeding or the failing is 1 minus the succeeding, which is 1 minus 85%, which is 15%. If you get 15% as a fraction, it's 3/20. Last question. If the probability that the Egyptian team may win a football match in the African Cup of Nations is 0.318, then what is the probability of not winning this match? Probability of winning is 0.318, so not winning means 1 minus 0.318, which is 0.682. Now, we came to the end of our session. Thank you very much and good luck.